Hey guys, Kinglink86 here. Welcome to another Valentine's Day special list. Now, guys, I already done movies. I'm gonna do love songs soon. But first off, guys, let's talk about Valentine's Day specials. Because the one thing I loved when I was a kid, we always see the holiday specials from different types of cartoons and everything else. But I think the ones I loved the most were always those little specials, even though it's 30 minutes and everything. But let's take a look at some of the best Valentine's Day specials in my book. Now, the first show that I loved about Valentine's Day, which they didn't show much about Valentine's Day specials back then, was from the Rugrats, and it revolves around one person, and that person is, I'm sure you guys know who it is, Chucky. Now, the reason why I say about Chucky, because when these guys went to a park, let's just say that Chucky had a crush on this one girl that they met. Now, here's the funny part about this. You know how they say that love comes in many forms, or many love comes when you least expect it. Let's just say that Chucky didn't expect this. When she was playing with the babies and also Chucky, she was very, very rude to Chucky, pushed him around or throwing stuff at him. Even when the babies noticed that it's really weird how this girl keeps picking on you so much. So Chucky had the nerve to walk up to her and say, "Why do you keep pushing me around? Yes, every time when you come around me, you push me, you shove me, you call me names, you do all this and that. Why do you do that?" And she said the words that I think all boys like to hear. "Because I like you." That's why. So Chucky tried everything in his power to show him that he likes her too. But he tried flowers, he tried complimenting her, and nothing worked. So there was one way to show her that he liked her. He pushed her. And then after that, everything was going great. They hung out together. They were actually feeling the love, despite that he kept pushing her so. She pushed her so much, and same to her. But then it all came down when Chucky tried to find her, and he found out that he was pushing and shoving and liking another guy, and it broke his heart. And the funny thing is, man, I'm only two. I got my whole life ahead of me, knowing that I have love. And I was like, when I watched it when I was older, it's like, wow, a 2 years old, a 2 year old is feeling love, and it's funny how things don't go the way you plan. But hey, Chucky wasn't the only one who was in love at all. Chucky wasn't the only one. I pressed the wrong button. There's one person that actually wanted to experience love, and that was the media herself, Angelica. Angelica came over with Tommy to see Tommy. Chucky fell in love, of course, but she found out that there was a new kid coming around. And his name was Dean. He was like a biker, with a black jacket, suave hair, everything else. And she really liked him. So she tried everything to make him notice her. Nothing. But Tommy had an idea, saying there's one way that you can do it. I watched this television show where this guy, the cowboy, was saving this girl because she was in trouble. And after that, she fell in love with him. Maybe you gotta show Dean that you're in trouble. So that worked, but he had to leave. But the one thing I love about this episode was Angelica's trying to teach the babies what love is. And they said, these games are crazy, but there's one game I can't dare try out. And Chucky said, "Musical chairs?" He said, "No, love." Musical chairs. It's like, okay. Out of all the things in the world, he said, they're talking about love, and Chucky had to say musical chairs. That was crazy. Now, Doug was also a great Nicktoons show. Now, as you guys may remember, Doug really liked this girl right here, Patty Mayonnaise. What kind of a last name is Mayonnaise? I'm not sure. Maybe they just like mayonnaise so much, bam, there you go. But anyway, there's a lot of episodes where Doug tried to get her to like him. Teach him. She taught him how to dance. She met him when they first moved in. And there was one episode I found very, very crazy that I thought was really funny. It was Secret Admirer. Doug happened to go to his locker and he found a note. And as he read it, he was all hearts and everything. And Skeeter Ray said, "I think you're cute. Signed, your secret admirer." I said, "Oh my God, Doug, you got a girlfriend." So Doug tried everything to figure out who was the one who wrote that note. He thought of a lot of girls, but the one girl that he was hoping that it would be was Patty. But also, as you guys may remember, that green boy right there, Roger Klotz, he had actually thought that maybe Roger was playing a trick on him, but he had sloppy handwriting, so he wouldn't be able to write a note if it saved him. So he got another note saying, "Meet me at the Honker Burger." Believe it or not, that's the name of the restaurant. And I'll be wearing a school sweatshirt, so you know it's me. So Doug, dressed up, was able to go, and before you know it, noticed that Patty Mayonnaise was wearing their school sweatshirt, Bluffington sweatshirt. She's like, "Oh my God, it is her!" And as he was walking up to her, he said, "Hey, you're right on time. He said, you look great." And he said, "You know our little secret?" He said, "What are you talking about, Doug?" And as she was talking, he noticed that a lot of girls were wearing the Bluffington sweatshirt. He said, "Why is everyone wearing that?" He said, "Hey, we had a basketball game, so we won. We came over here to celebrate." And it sucked. So Doug was waiting all day, well, actually all night, actually, to try to see that secret admirer would come, and she didn't show up. So as the next note, they found out that the girl that put the notes in his locker was BB. She was a rich girl. She was kind of snotty, but she had good feelings and everything. She didn't know it yet. So Doug tried to avoid her, tried to show her that he's not the right the guy for her. So he tried everything, everything. As for the parade, as he was getting ready to go out, there was BB waiting, and Doug tried to hide, but he realized that, why am I hiding from her? This is a girl that likes me, and he remembered that back then when he was at the Hunger Bird, he said, it's kind of hard to tell somebody you like them, and then you wait this long to hopefully they'll feel the same way. So Doug actually took it upon himself to walk over there and give her the note, said, "Hey, I know that you're my secret admirer." And when BB found out, she was so embarrassed. And Doug said, "No, it's okay. It's okay. We can still be friends." BB said, "No, that was your locker. That wasn't supposed to be for you. It was supposed to be for somebody else." But BB said it was perfect. No wonder he kept ignoring me. Doug was like, "Oh, that wasn't for me?" And that's where he got his first kiss. BB kissed him on the cheek, and let me tell you, he enjoyed it. So Doug asked, "Who were the notes for?" And BB told him it was for Skeeter, his friend. Like I said, love comes in many shapes and forms, despite that it's a secret admirer note. But as for Doug learned a lot. There was one that was really cool that made me believe that Patty liked him so much. Patty asked him out on a date, but everyone was getting all worked up on it, saying that it's a date. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. You gotta do this. You gotta take her to this place. You gotta take her to that place. Doug was so like mind bottled. It was like, no, I'm gonna do this myself. This is my date. I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gone. And they went to the movies. Everything was great. They almost kissed. But date was great. That's all I could say. But phew, it's kind of hard, guys, when you try to like somebody but they don't reciprocate the same way. But it's always good to be friends because sooner or later it will blossom into something great. But that's the only thing. Time will tell. Now, for me, this was by far my favorite Nicktoon special on a holiday of all time. Arnold's Valentine. As you guys know, Valentine's Day was in the air, and Arnold decided to give a Valentine to a sixth grader named Ruth. And he wrote it out. Gerald said, "Wow, you're really brave to give that Valentine to a sixth grader." Said, "Signed, anonymous." It's like, okay, I reciprocate that. You're supposed to sign it. Arnold says she'll know who wrote that. But it's kind of weird because the one thing about Arnold is that he actually believes that Ruth likes him, and she noticed him so much. That's the thing. And as for Helga, as you guys know, loves Arnold so much. She tried to give a good Valentine, but couldn't be able to find the words to say it. Oh, on that specific day, they were writing to pen pals. Arnold was writing to a girl named Cecile from Paris. Helga decided to take matters into her own hands. She decided to write a Valentine to Arnold, in Cecile's handwriting, stating that I want to have dinner with you, a Valentine's Day dinner. Meet me at this place at a certain time, and we'll go from there. But here's the thing that he doesn't know, that she didn't know. Arnold decided to ask Ruth out to a restaurant, but anonymously, so he would surprise her. But this was at a different French restaurant. Now, here's the funny part about this. These two restaurants are side by side. One's on the other side of the street, and the other's on the other side. So it was really a train wreck. As for Arnold found that out, she couldn't believe it. And he's like, oh no, I have to go on this date with my pen pal. And she's coming. She's at a different restaurant, so how am I going to jump back and forth? But with the help of Gerald, he was able to do it. As for Helga, she got a complete makeover. She went to a dog salon instead of a human salon. She got the poodle look. But what she didn't know was the real Cecile was actually flying from Paris to America to surprise Arnold. As Arnold was getting ready for the date, Gerald was like, "Okay, what are you gonna say to her?" And I said, "I mean, what do you know about this girl?" And I said, "Well, I know she's, well, she always does this." As Arnold was contemplating, trying to find out what she does, she didn't know. She knew nothing about her. And she's like, "Wow, I really don't know anything about her. I just wanted to tell her how much I like her." That was the thing, guys. You can't. You may have a crush with somebody, but if you don't put yourself out there or talk to them or get to know them, you're never gonna know. You're never gonna know exactly what they like and their dislikes. That's the thing. It's kind of hard to put yourself out there when you're trying to. Hopefully, that somebody will dig you, guys. There's gonna be a lot of rejection, and girls, there's gonna be a lot of rejection too. I know there's all that stuff, but you never know unless you try. That's the point. But as for Arnold, met Helga, or Cecile, to be honest with you, and they were going great. And Ruth came over there. They said, "Hi, I'm waiting on my date." They said, do you know who this Anonymous is?" "Yes, I do know who Anonymous is." "Really?" I said, "Yeah, this is some guy, famous guy who used his name to make it feel like a mystery." And Arnold was like, "Oh." As for Cecile was talking about his classmates, and Arnold talked about Helga, and she didn't really like what she heard about him, about what he had to say about Helga a lot. But as he was jumping back and forth, Helga accidentally ate cow brains and eggs at a fresh restaurant on accident, and she got sick. And she noticed that Arnold was gone. As Arnold decided to just about to leave Ruth, she decided to grab flowers and go say hi, this is for you. And Cecile was wondering, "I thought you left." And I said, "No, I wouldn't leave." It's like, do you notice that you try so hard to say to somebody that you like them, but they don't notice you? I mean, it kind of makes you think differently about things. And as Helga actually knows that feeling so well about how Arnold feels, it was that point where Helga almost revealed to him that she was Helga. But let's just say that after when she was about to leave Ruth, telling that you can go home, Helga accidentally sees them and got into a big argument. And lo and behold, guys, the real Cecile was there. And as they both left, Arnold picked up her shoe and just looked at her and said, "Who are you?" And as you know, the Cinderella thing. And Helga said, I can't tell you." But as the day goes by, guys, Helga went home. She said, he likes me. Oh my God, he likes me. Well, no, he likes Cecile. I played Cecile. Like, oh my God, I gotta do this all over again. But as for Arnold held the shoe of Helga's. As he looked up in the sky, he was wondering, who was that girl? And we all know who that was, guys. It was Helga. But if you guys remembered watching the Hey Arnold movie, she did profess her love to him, and she kissed him. And a lot of stuff went all through his head, but he didn't understand how he felt. But you'll see. Well, guys, there wasn't that many Valentine's Day specials for a lot of cartoons. now left that I can remember. But there was one that I remember watching the most. Charlie Brown Valentine's. Now, guys, there's actually there's one that had various special like little snippets of it, but there was three that actually had the best Valentine's Day for Charlie Brown. First one, Be My Valentine, Charlie Brown. This was about who else? Charlie Brown, waiting for Valentine's Day, hopefully to get a Valentine's. But he tries everything in his power to get one, but he even brought a briefcase to school, hopefully that he was going to get a lot of Valentine. But what was sad about it, he didn't get a single Valentine. Now, this one involves another character, and that person is, give me a sec, Linus. As you know, Snoopy is the one popular dog. He got a lot of Valentines. But the reason why I bring Linus up, Linus was at school. Miss Othmar called his name on the board. Called his name actually. And Linus like, wow, did you see how she said my name? And Sally was sitting behind her and said, of course I see you said your name. He was taking roll. Linus said, no, it's just the way that she said my name. I have a feeling that Miss Othmar really likes me, that I'm somebody special. Sally was like, you gotta be ridiculous. She just called your name and you're saying that you're in love with her? And that's what happened, guys. That is exactly what happened. Basically, the way that she said his name, got him the feeling that he got somebody that likes him so much. So that wasn't the only thing. Linus went out of his way to go buy Miss Othmar a Valentine's Day present, a big heart-shaped candy. Now, here's what's bad about this. Sally was actually standing outside waiting for Frida to come out. But Sally noticed that Linus bought a big box of candy, thinking that it was for her. So, a lot of hearts were broken that day, guys. A lot of hearts were broken. As for Charlie Brown didn't get any Valentines. As for Linus was trying to get the Valentines to Miss Othmar, but Miss Othmar left. And as for Sally gave a Valentine to Linus, and Sally was like this. He was about to give him the heart-shaped box of candy. And to the surprise, Sally didn't get it. And Linus didn't understand why he didn't give her heart-shaped box of candy. But there's a lot of good things that happened that day. Charlie Brown didn't get a Valentine still, but as for the girls decided to erase their names and give a Valentine to Charlie Brown. As for Schroeder saying that, how can you guys do that to him? I mean, come on, you give Valentines to everybody else, and you didn't give one single Valentine for Charlie Brown. Well, let me tell you something. He's not going to take it. And guess what Charlie Brown did? Don't interfere. I'll take it. It was like, ugh. But this was his first Valentine, so what can you say? Now, the other one's called You're in Love, Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown is the one who tried to find that one person, and that was the little red-haired girl. And you're going to see that soon. Oh, if you're wondering, he got his sleeve cut in there trying to talk to the little red-haired girl, but that didn't go smoothly. Now, her name was Heather, but he always calls her the little red-haired girl. Now, she tried everything to try to get her to notice him and also tell him how much he likes her. Writes a note to her, but she accidentally read it to in front of the class. He was doing a math problem, didn't do very well. And he was trying to solve another math problem, didn't go very well either. So he decided to go meet her at the bus stop, and guess what? She was gone. Summer vacation was starting and didn't have a chance. But somehow she was able to get a note that says, I like you, Charlie Brown, signed the little red-haired girl. And Charlie Brown was so excited. Now, there was another one that I felt really, really bad for him. Actually, you know what? There was two. Charlie Brown was able to get his first kiss from the little red-haired girl. That was the best. Now, the next one, guys, someday you'll find her, Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown and Linus were watching the football game. Well, Linus was reading a book, but Charlie Brown was watching. Then all of a sudden, Charlie Brown was like, like, Linus, did you see? It's like, what? There was this I saw the most beautiful girl in the world on television. And the game was over. Charlie Brown felt like he lost the love of his life. It was like, Linus was like, "What are you talking about?" Because I just saw on the game there was a girl that had a money shot. I've fallen in love. But the one thing that you guys gotta know, Charlie Brown falls in love almost every day. Every day he feels this same feeling. But as for Charlie Brown, they said this was different. He says he can't go through life knowing that somewhere out there there's a girl for him, and he never got to meet her. Well, that's the thing. So Charlie Brown and Linus decided to go find this girl. They tried 3 different houses. 2 of them were flops, but guess what, guys? The third house was the one where she was living in. But here's the problem about Charlie Brown that I'm sure you guys know. Charlie Brown is a chicken. Charlie Brown kept telling Linus to go over there, talk to her, tell her that I've fallen in love with her, tell her that I'm a coach at a baseball team, do this and that, make it casual. And Linus is like, why can't you say it? He said, no way. If I talk to her, I'm gonna faint. I'm gonna pass out. So, well, guess what, guys? As Linus went to that third door, that third house, when she saw that beautiful girl, there she was. Charlie Brown says, yes, that's her. That's the one. Now, I want you guys to take a good look. Linus was in love with her because of one thing, and that is this. That's right, guys. She was holding a blanket just like Linus was. Linus fell madly in love with her, and he walked in her house. And as for Charlie Brown was left outside. And, well, the one thing about Charlie Brown is he felt that Linus was talking about him a lot. She's going to invite me for milk and cookies. Why isn't she coming out? Just patience. I just got to be patient. He waited there almost all night. And as for Linus told him everything about this little girl. He says, I'm in love with her. She found out his name. He said, that's not fair. I've been waiting. I saw her first. He looked at her and said, what are you talking about? He said, you were supposed to talk to her about me. But all you did was take my girl away from me. But here's the thing. She wasn't his girl. Well, here's the thing. If that's how he felt, why didn't he walk up to the door and say, I saw you at the football game and I thought you were the most beautiful girl in the world? Why didn't he have the guts to do that? So he lucked out. So that was his fault. So the moral of the story is it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. Well, Charlie Brown had a book of love quotes that tried to help him seize the day. But that loved and lost, but never to have loved at all, that was the only thing. He's like, that's the thing. I felt so bad for him. I mean, like I said, guys, it's kind of hard to walk up to a girl and say, I like you. But if they don't reciprocate back, it's kind of like, you tried. You have to kiss a lot of, for girls, you have to kiss a lot of frogs to find your prince. And as for guys, all I could say is that have the courage to walk up to a girl. Say hi to them. It's not like you're saying, hi, you want to marry me, do all this. No. All I can say is just walk up to a girl, talk to them, and you'll know in your heart that this girl is going to be the one for you. So, good luck out there, guys. And good luck for me, too. I'm just playing. Alright, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this Valentine's Day special of my list. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more reactions, more gameplay. Drop some likes on this video if you enjoyed this. These were like the best. And there's more to come, guys. Valentine's Day is only 4 days away. So, be prepared. Alright, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget, stay positive.